Just okay, I'm gonna say a dream that happened. Uh, I got woke up and about 5, and I don't know, it was dark. As you can see, start to get light here, and I heard apple oil. Also, then I went back to sleep. I must say that I heard apple oil the night before, or yesterday. So, and then I choose to spoke about apple oil, right? My channel. It was concerning mini prophecy, sports. But now, but then, I woke up. I said, okay. I asked God, I want something that's gonna be 2-1. Left yesterday and semi in financial distress because didn't make money last couple days, and I was riding the bus in Toronto, and I said I heard no. So after I said left, so I said, thought about it. So is it wise to say right? I said right. Okay. Then I went about my things. I was going to feed myself, and somebody just woke up, didn't wash, bro, and I wanted to remember this dream. So somebody in the parking lot was giving food to seagulls, and I hate seagulls. They scream, they steal, like this fake pope, and on top of your head they do something. God bless Pope Benedict. No, I moved twice, but usually nobody's feeding seagull in these days, especially of coronavirus. The man was skin color black. I'm not racist. But to go back to this dream, I had a second one when I went back to sleep. And what happened? This happened. I was in a. I also hear Shoot for the Stars. Um, Yesterday in the day. Last night I said, oh, I forgot this. And nobody at that time was playing for the Stars or something. So my battery was even low to make a buck or two through my phone, with my phone. So this comes back to my mind that it's about this dream because it's gonna be about the sky. That's why I mentioned the seagulls also, and that's why I mentioned left to right also, and probably also apple oil. This is the second dream. I was like an observer in a semi room, but it was dark enough, and there was going kind of back and forth inside this hotel room or plane. Or maybe this is like a revenge when, not revenge, what do you call this god again? Not a repertory. When retribution, it's not the word that I want to use, but to give back when one guy in the hotel got murdered, I think, because this was inside of a, and maybe it's a train, it's not a plane, but I had the feeling it was in a hotel room first and then a plane, but it might be a train. You will see why. And I was standing, and after this back and forth between people, like a spying and wanted to kill inside, this man that was spying for the West, kind of, and he got seen. And this man, he got seen and he started to divert, and then he's in the hotel room, almost sit in the second bed if there was two bed like this, not sit, but there. And at the other side of the room, it's a black woman that worked there, and she's facing him but staying her back against the door, and she says she wanted to answers, and the guy admit to her, says that he's CIA. I am CIA, because it's almost like if she corners him, and he admits it. And I'm saying in my head, or almost in a low voice, I say, why did you say you're CIA? You never say you're CIA. And at this point, I zoom on her, the face of the woman, which is Arabic, half black, or let's say Palestinian or something. And I zoom on her. I tag my videos also but and this remembers me two person in my life. One that lived with my father a bit as a apartment. I always thought he was an officer. He broke his ankle in a sport, and I thought they kind of used him, the force, knew a bit too much, Brad, and I don't know, electrical and everything, and give him a job. And he says to me, one time he even laughed, he said Drake thinks he's CIA when 2000 that video came. Anyway, it's not important. But this type of guy that used to tell me don't do the same mistake twice, and a mix of somebody else that said to me something one time. So don't say, and I'm saying this, that could almost be to me this video. So, but after, because she knew that, you know what she did, the woman, she turned, and to my surprise, she was the driver of this plane. Not only the waitress, but the driver. So watch out. I think in a train or in a airplane, there's gonna be, if it's word for word or image for image, word for word, image for image, if it is, she's gonna hijack this plane or train. Why train? I will explain. And then she goes and she's driving this plane, and suddenly I'm on her left. Before I was on the right of the man. I don't think they could see me. And then she turned when he admits to her, and it goes, oh, C, I, A. Is it America? Is it Illuminati? Is it Israel? We've seen that they ran from west. Anyways, and I go back, and suddenly this woman has, I felt she had the pilot in her hand differently. Why I wanted to say, I think because it's like this, I think, like a train, but not like, she does it more like this, and I felt really it was like Star Trek. Maybe it's a speedy train, I don't know. Star Trek in Apoel. Look, Apoel. And then, but then I see it from outside as all like the space, and I'll explain why the space. And because he said this, And the planes that were going back and forth before, now I remember, the other plane that she wanted to crash both together because of this, the other one had the other, the friends of the guy that said, I am CIA, meaning also with the other guys that she saw probably going back and forth. So the friends of this guy that in this plane with her said, I'm CIA kind of hotel, she tried to crash on this plane. And I see this plane, I'm saying, oh no, man. And she's trying, and then she bumps it. Did she bumps it twice? I don't think so, but it was almost an hesitation one time. Maybe this guy saw it and moved. The second time, this plane that got hit immediately died or exploded. This one that crashed, because it crashed just a little bit, probably this one was crashed in the front, it went down. It went down, and as it went down slowly, that I'm thinking when it's gonna hit, it's gonna went in flame because of the fuel. But to my surprise, when it hit, and you know what? I saw the planes. I wanted to have just before I'm telling that it's gonna hit. Well, the planes were like, oh, they were almost Star Trekish in a mean of not Star, but metals. They were like almost, I could almost call it like type of outside of a Tesla truck of Elon Musk or something. You know, it was like bumpy metal, something you don't really see in decorative plane. It was more metallic, almost like tin, not tin can, but metallic. Anyways, and it goes down, that original train with that woman driver, Arabic. She was darker, and from all the dreams I can know that, for example, NASCAR, uh, this guy had the second name of Aaron, and God was showing me a black man. That woman was a bit more whitish than black. Aaron apparently was the brother of Moses. Anyway, so it goes there. I don't know if it's semi or adoption of Israel. I don't know what that movie, if it's the scriptures or not. Anyways, goes down. I never asked God. And I don't read much. So goes down because my eye problems also. It goes down. It's not really an excuse. It goes down. Goes down. And then what happens? God, I take a break. It goes down. And then, Lord, I kind of need a break. I don't want to feel sick after that. Goes down and don't have the energy. I gotta take a break. It goes down, and then it folded the back. I believe it was not in the air. It folded the back kind of on itself. I think that's the real name of a train. It folded one, two, like three times in the middle of it, the plane. It still didn't caught on fire. I'm like, how this can be in a dream? I'm like, I was expecting the fire, and then it folded, no fire, even when it hit, landed half the way, like just the tail will hit a little bit, and was already hit before, so it didn't caught on fire, and was almost split in the middle before the back side folded one, two, three on itself. And then what I see the street, and this street, I'm on this side, and on the other side there, let's say where there's the concrete there, and in middle, I believe was a city streets, but I don't see the cars. I see people running from left to right. They're running in that direction, and I'm thinking they're running from somewhere. But then now I'm thinking maybe they're running at the place of the accident. It seems like in the West they run if there's an accident, but I think in Jerusalem, when there's an accident, they go to help. So, anyways, or in the, so after this, what happened is people run from the other side there. Now I see immediately what did I see is a bunch of women to my left. No, it changed in the grass, and especially this woman first that I see among them, that she was like tall, skinny, white blonde hair. She was more in the age 60 around, or 55, and kind of a skinny, aristocratic, probably not poor type of person that probably would eat good food. But I didn't thought all this. I thought myself, I thought that all of those people were Jewish, and especially her. And she looks like she took care of herself, but like almost England aristocratic or something. And she was around really people close by, within a meter, and there were maybe 10 or 12, and all these women run there when somebody on the right said starting from June. Oh my God. They were starting, like, let's say there's an accident or something, and they call everybody by letter A, letter B. This is how I felt in the dream too. Now she was asking people that kind of her birthday from June. This is how I felt in the dream. So these people started to run at this time that the woman will call. Now I'm thinking, is it the waitress? When they call, or an accident after. So she runs. Were they counting the dead or something? Missing? Can't remember that part. This is the first time in my dream, I think long time I would say, is this from outside though, like a movie or something, I don't know. So they run, and I remember that woman, because God is trying to say something here. And now suddenly they stop, they arrive to that point. They're facing that woman that called them. And it seems like from all the gang that moved, the group, they were replaced again in line this time. So let's say there were half the people from all the run that were placed already now from a different order, like from 1, 2, 3. It's almost like now a triage. They check one time, everybody's burned. Oh my God, man, what's gonna happen? Like say they start in June, and this is gonna happen in June, and then they run, in my opinion, and then after this they check the name more closely, I guess. 1, 2, 3, and whatever people. And that woman that I spotted, she was wise enough that at the beginning she didn't try to be the first. And because I guess everybody tried to be the first, there were a second, like, okay, round, you stay there, you stay there, like the woman did that. You stay there, you stay there. And I had this feeling that she placed people. Suddenly it was not 1, 2, 3, was and that woman that I spot, the skinny woman, I said, what she did a kind of a wise move. She stayed, not a wise move, but smarter move. She already from the beginning stood aside, as in the middle of a line, instead of risking to go back. So when there was a little gap after all the first people were placed, and then the other people on the left that were not placed already, but she was different. She stood in the middle already on the right side. So she only had to go in front of that woman, and nobody said something because she was already there. When that woman had finished to place the first one, She just stepped a bit front, and the people on the left looked at her, and I thought myself, and they would have to go behind her, and she was almost like a group of her. So that position was, I guess, big. But I thought the people on the left, and excuse me about this, the people on the left, and I told myself what they had to do is to let, where's the, to let, there would have been a better move from one of those people if I was be on the left, not placed in the first triage of the woman, to do a move, almost a different move, but another smart move, as to do, let's say I'm on the left and I was not placed. Excuse me, I need a break, but I don't want to pause this video. And what she had to do is to say to one of the person that was with her, not place again, after you. And nobody would have said, hey, what are you doing, after you, and then you can be behind her instead of going all the way back. This is what I thought in the dream. And I know that I'm going to know exactly after I pause shortly. In humility, usually that's way, what does this mean? At the first guess, I think it's the collision. And then, if I'm not mistaken, this dream is over. But I didn't wake up before a total, but I guess together, obviously, different dream, but in another context. But I did not wake up. So this has to be put. I'm in the street where I grew up in Saint Leonard, that I put. And I'm on the left. And I know this is important because I barely walk there. But I'm on the left, and there's a parked car, and I'm going south on that street, Bonnard, BeitarJerusalem, and in the car, at the back of the car station, okay, there's no car around, it's on the right, park, when I say station, kind of the window is down, and I see at the back seat, on my left, which means at the back right of that car that is facing north, Mr. Beast, the YouTube personality, like this, his head out, and he's looking at me as I'm walking. And oh, come on. Okay, you see where that, oh man, where these stuff here, right there, and the bench, except is this, okay, oh, man, sorry, this, like, oh man, I heard to not say like the garbage. I'm trying, but if I see the bench here, makes no sense. The white bench, it's more than, anyways. So in that direction, and no comparison, because this is bad, very funny. And hey, can't play against the God word. Anyways, so I go there, and recently when I saw within 2-3 weeks, thinking financially, especially there, I was a bit upset. I went, and they put the hand on $1 million. He made a movie, just an introduction here, and the last of 4 people to take his hand were keeping the million. So I did a text message there, among many others, that God told me last summer. You talk like this, you talk like that, meaning my text, you talk like a maid guy, like this and that. So I don't know if I stopped for a while or not, but I took it lightly. And also in my channel, I leave the comments. Anyway, so I said, hey, pick me. I would take it's like a story. We need to see like people there for a week, not a day or two. A week, the beer growing, if not months. So I don't know if they, and I put that in one of the first comments so they could see. I don't know if he checked that or not, But in the dream, I see he sees me, so I'm thinking about this maybe. But he looks at me, and I'm walking, and I feel like it's a coincidence when these guys will be fishing for videos and people to do introduction to introduce in their video. So I'm looking at him and say, "Mr. Beast." Sorry for the long of that. And as I'm walking, "Mr. Beast," and he's looking at me, and I was closer at that time, half the way, and I said, he's still in the parked car the whole time. I'm passing. I think I passed him, and then I said, looking behind, I said, "Hey, can I have a shirt?" And he's like, "You want a shirt?" You know, he asked me, "You want a shirt?" And to this point, I'll tell you what I think about this all the time. Right after I woke up, so I go and say, "Yeah," and I go forward. I don't know if I said yes or no. And I guess they take me the shirt or something, and I felt like who was driving was that guy with a darker skin, like he has a color man. When I say color, I say like African, black skin or darker skin, whatever you want to call it, and one that is like almost Spaniard skin. So this guy would have drive, not Spaniard, but like dark hair and a little darker skin than me. So dark brown, dark eyes and dark hair. So this guy, and he looks young. That is always with him. So I felt like he was the driver and nobody else, and he was at the back. So I go, I say, "You want a shirt?" So I guess this whatever, and I'm standing in front of him, and I'm saying, "Are you gonna put the whole thing?" Talking about the edit and promoting the video online so I can be seen, something like this. And it's like he's looking around and says, "Yeah, they said they will." And I was so happy that like having a video and a message going on. Especially I was thinking about this recently. I was like, man, I even don't know if I pray yesterday for it. Uh, my busy days schedule, anyways. Not Don't say that. You shouldn't say that, anyways. So I was so happy that I did like this, yay! And he did it. He took his right hand, but then I'm like, just in case. I said I did like this, and I put my left hand, and I said just in case, because I thought about the scripture. Nobody will sell if they has the mark on the forehead on his right hand. So I put my hand, I remember that, and I put my left hand. I said just in case, he's Mr. Beast, and just in case, we clap hands like this in the air, and that's it. And I woke up, and I told myself, just a little coma here. Just I said to myself, when I woke up was so obviously like real life looking, that I told myself, if I would see Mr. Beast today, I would not tell him, "Hey, to get me a shirt." I realized that this guy, when he goes out, if people ask him something, especially a shirt, he only gives him a shirt and like almost a looking down, like that's all you ask, and when people ask him a shirt, he only gives them a shirt. So if you want a shirt, oh yeah, the Mr. Beast, it's flashing black and gold letters. That's all you get. So I remember seeing I didn't look a lot of those videos of him at all. And one guy had called, and he was giving cars away for $1 or something. And he called his son, "You want that car?" "Yeah, I want. I got this guy, Mr. Beast." That woman didn't know who he is. I say, "Hey, tell him I want a shirt." "Okay, we'll give him a shirt." So if you go around and you ask for a shirt, that's all you get. And that's probably prophetic in the future. So what you have to do, I told myself, is that you pass and you don't even bother him. And he wants to pick you up, he'll offer you bigger things. And don't ask, almost like. But now I already passed, and I guess he didn't bother me. But that's one thing I was thinking after that. I guess you just stand in front of him, and then he'll eventually say, "Hey," instead of passing. That's the way. And I told myself something else after that. that the mark of the beast in the end times. And then yeah, it's almost like when they're gonna want to put the mark of the beast, whoever will be put in this, in the scripture, in the book of Revelation. I'm not talking about the dream, that they will it's almost like this, they will how they will proceed. If you pass by or you stand, and if you insist, they will even offer you more. But if you just say, give me a shirt, that's it. They're happy to implement, or give you this for nothing, while they um, not wait that you wait, but they give you more. Saying this, I'm not saying that to do this at all. I'm saying choose life. Choose life. God bless you.